All right, here we go, everybody in the internet land. I am going to do one style of steak that I do, which is actually using a griddle. Right, so this is about a 1.5 pound ribeye. Important things to look at when you look at a steak is, of course, the marbleizing. What's marbleizing? Marbleizing is basically all of the fat in between the meat. See, like that one nice strip right here, strip right here. So what happens is that if you use simple ingredients, like I'm gonna do right now, which is basically Hawaiian salt, Hawaiian red salt, right there, right? You can use regular Hawaiian salt, any kosher salt, I would think so. But this is what I use, and a little bit of pepper, both sides, and I'll show you what it looks like with the salt after this. But you do that, and you get it to room temperature. Okay. Number one, get a nice good slice of meat, right? But any good meat will still taste good with this recipe. Number two, put the right seasonings on it. Keep it simple, right? I'm doing Hawaiian salt and a little bit of pepper, right? And I'll show you the spread of that, meaning like how far apart the sprinkles are. And number three is important. Make sure whatever you do, you don't start cooking until it's room temperature. All right? I'll show you a picture of how I know that outside of doing the thermometer. All right? So let me take the Hawaiian salt in my hand. I'm gonna start sprinkling. You see that spread? It's pretty close, but not too much, right? Not too much. Do you see the spread right there? Look at that. That's about the spread that we're looking for. All right, and then I will go ahead and pat it down. I just take the regular plastic if you want to, and go ahead and just pat it down. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over already. See, I'm using this plastic right here so you don't get all dirty, right? Flip it over already right there, and do the same thing with salt. And I'll just put pepper on one side. It's probably one thing I need to mention. All right, so I'll do the salt again, and then I'll sprinkle the pepper, ground pepper, and I will go ahead and show you what that spread. There you go. That is kind of the spread of the pepper. Again, only on one side, and hopefully you can see that red salt on both sides. That kind of a sprinklization, right? I'm gonna say I would say lean towards more than less salt, and then probably on the pepper side, less than more pepper. So more on the salty side if you had to. If you can't get that down to your perfection, the spread, and then a little less peppery, right? Because the salt's what's gonna break a lot of these enzymes down. Okay, and you can look on the internet what that really means. And then of course the pepper is just regular grinded pepper. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but that is I'm gonna say rough, medium rough grind, and then that's the spread right there. All right, so see you later when this is room. Just a quick 10-second shot. This is 10 minutes. You see how you're starting to get a lot of that moisture out and it's getting on top. All right, a couple more minutes. We're probably going to shoot for 20 minutes, 25 minutes probably actually. So this is probably about a little close to halfway, but you're going to see pools of the moisture getting pulled out of there, so the steak is going to be nice and ready to be cooked. All right, a quick moment here to show you how I set my area up for cooking. Always important because you always want to plan how you want to set it up so there's less cleaning. Parentheses. Exclamation point, less cleaning, right? So what I do is I put a pretty decent sized cutting board in here. It lays flat because it lays across all my 4 burners and stays center to my fan up here, right? So the whole idea is I'm turning the fan on and it's sucking up the air because it is barbecuing. It's grilling, right? So whatever definition of barbecue is with the barbecue elite, it's grilling, right? So outside of that, trying to get the spread out across the cutting board, so I'm going to clean the cutting board. A little short today, but usually my griddle sprays backwards or leaks backwards or whatnot. So it's all designed that way, but I'll talk about more of the griddle later. But that's what it is. Just want to show you that setup because we're trying to plan that we don't have a lot of things to clean. While we're going ahead and waiting for the steak to get all at room temperature and get all those salts and spices in there, this is what I use. I use a Griddler from Cuisinart. All you're trying to find out is you're trying to make sure that it gets the hottest temperature. It has like a sear mode. Once you do that, then from that point on, just make sure you have enough square inch to do 2 steaks, 3 steaks, 1 steak, that kind of thing, right? And then, go online and find out what the best tips are. Does it lay flat? You have to put pressure on certain things, right? I'm gonna give you a quick preview. When we put that steak on there, we're gonna do diagonal cuts, right? We can do just one side if you wanted to. These are just the lines of the steak, right? And then, but I'm gonna do a double side. I'm gonna, because it's about a 1-inch cut, I'm gonna probably do about 2.5, 3 inches on each side. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Take it out. Put it in a nice, not storage container, or a nice bowl or whatnot, pan, and make sure it goes in. Another key important step number 4, outside of getting a nice seared griddle, so 5 I guess, is make sure you let it rest, meaning give it time to keep on cooking after you take out the griddler. 3 minutes this way, 3 minutes that way, because it's a 1-inch steak. It's up to you how you'll know it's going to take a couple times to understand how long it takes to do for your griddle. And then let it rest, put foil on top of it, as in the sense of the top of the bowl. I'll show you a picture, and then that's it. Cut it up, and then we'll be done. Okay, so let's go and wait for another couple minutes to get that steak in room temperature. That's the only thing we're waiting for. Show you a picture of that. And when I talk about glisten and the moisture coming up, you're gonna see, you're gonna actually see it marinating by itself, right? Whatever term I use, don't worry about it. I'm trying to show you pictures so you can actually see what it means and things like that. So so we can all have some fun. All right. So wait for settings. So here's what I'm gonna do. I got the griddler, right? You saw a little bit of quick information on that. So I'm gonna leave this alone because mine has a baking type of thing, or a griddle thing. But I'm gonna move it to grill, which is that setting right there, grill, and I'm gonna move it to sear. So right now it's on. I'm gonna wait this to turn green. That's gonna get to a certain temperature, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the steak in. All right. So I'm just waiting for that. I know for a fact that mine is about 8 to 9 minutes. I got a timer going on, and I'm gonna wait for that. So that's what you can go ahead and test with as you're doing. And already, because it's already grilling. That's grilling action right there, right? So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna spray some oil on it on both sides. I'm gonna put the steak on. All right. So here you go. I'm putting it crosswise. I'm gonna put the meat side in the back. Still searing right there. I'm gonna lay this because I know my grill. I'm gonna go ahead and put it down. 30 seconds. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. Until I get to 30 seconds, and I'll wait about 2.5 minutes and turn it over. All right. Quick shot. What it's doing. As you can see, I got a timer in the background. 2 minutes. That's what I'm talking about with the fan setup. It's just going straight into the fan. I got no other air going around, and it cuts down on the cleaning, cuts down on the smell, even though it's a good smell. Alright, first 3 minutes is done, so I said another 3 minutes right here. I'm going to go ahead and just open it up. Sorry about that. Flip it so I can get that cross action going. Ooh. It's hard if I get the camera on my hand. Fat side, I'll get the fat side in the back, just to let you know. And I'm going to go and close it down, 30 seconds. 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, alright? Not a heavy touch, just a touch. That's my griddle. You might have a better one, so you don't have to do this, alright? See you soon. Alright, here we go. 3 minutes are up on both sides. I'm just going to open it up. You can tell right there, I mean, it's grilling. It's grilling. I might even be overcooked. How I can tell, you start pushing it down. I don't know if you've seen some of the things on the internet, but you'll know by the touch if it's done at the right temperature you have. That's well done, medium, and rare. Alright? So this is what I do. I put it in a bowl. Alright? I'm going to cross it over here. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take that steak and wrap it up. Quick as that. Doesn't have to be tight. You know what I mean? You're just going to put a little, you're going to call letting it rest. Right? And you let that rest. All those juices are, first of all, it's going to, get warmer. Right? Because you don't want a hot steak. And then it's just going to let the juices sit inside. Now, most people actually do this, but I'm saying call it out and let it be known it's a real intricate part of the process. Room temperature and letting it rest is probably the biggest things. I mean, if I had to choose between the two of them, between the 4 steps of, 5 steps, knowing, like we talked about, as in choosing the right steak that you want to eat, the seasoning, and then room temperature, and then choosing the right appliance or grill or whatever, and then making sure it rests. Oh man, and the timing in between there, how many minutes? That's really important. But you know, you'll get that with your griddle. I can't really prescribe that too much, but this part is very important. All right, my friends, this is what it looks like. This is a in-home grilled steak, ribeye, right? With all the things that I, mentioned on this video. So, hey, I haven't grilled since I've been doing this because the flavor's there, but to each his own. But look at the color, right? Look at the difference that it makes when you actually let it rest. And, that just looks like a good steak, right? So there you go. All right, friends. Hopefully you enjoy.